Mm, 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 mm. What? You recently posted something that blah blah blah. Cool. Okay. Bet. Yo, they tripping. They trying to block my shit. Watch what I do. Oh yeah, they got me in Facebook jail too. What is good, people? It is the homie Mac, aka your boy, coming at you with. I know it's been a while since I've been on some shit by myself. Normally, every time you see me, I got my man Black Mac here on Friday nights. We doing the smoke pit, but due to some family circumstances in my man's life going on, he is taking a break for tonight. But I am joined by a good friend of mine, as you can see over here on. All right, make sure I was pointing the right way. We got Nat Martin, aka Fit Girl Life, aka Coach Nat Martin over here. How you feeling tonight?
Well, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. Everything's great. It's a vibe.
Yep, yep. I saw you. I saw you with the red solo cup. What you sipping on? What you?
Tonight is sponsored by Ciroc.
What you got going on?
City night.
Yes. Sponsored by Ciroc. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. I'm over here on this soju and this cran grape. So we just trying to get our minds right, get ready, because there's a lot of shit to talk about. But before we get into it, let me just welcome y'all to another episode of I Said What I Said, Don't At Me. And it's titled that because we're gonna get into some shit and we're gonna have some strong opinions about shit. And you can feel how you want, feel free to comment, all that stuff. We want it to be interactive. But we just going to tell you how we feel about certain things, right? Feel free to jump in and tell us how you feel about certain things. But let me shout out our sponsors over here at Dat Feeling Podcast Network. We got, bring them back. Here we go. So shout out to the plug earbuds at www.gettheplugs.com for quality audio earbuds. They also got a deal going on. Put in the promo code INT15, get 15% off your purchase. Audioswim.com, that's where you go if you want to upload your music and have it disseminated out to all the premier streaming platforms, Amazon Music, Apple Music, Google Music, all that stuff, $5 a track. Then we have Premier Element UAE. That is where you want to go if you want some kind of representation, agent management, anything along those lines. So make sure you check them out at premierelement.com. Also, we want you to check out our Dat Feeling Bandcamp. All right. So we don't just do podcasts. We actually have artists over here that do things and exclusive music only on the Bandcamp. So that's www.datfeelingbandcamp.com. And you can subscribe for as low as $3 a month. Heads up. What is it? The 26th. So in 5 days, my man Black Mac album, Black is Beautiful, is going to, or Made is Kelvin Cayley with the single Black is Beautiful, is going to premiere exclusively on Bandcamp. That's the only place you're going to get his album. And then bonus, my man told me to tell you, Nat, that you owe him a verse by Tuesday because you're supposed to be on his album. Is that true?
We wasn't going to release that, but, I was sent the opportunity. So I might have to lay some bars down. Might have to let
it?
Know. Yeah, we wasn't going to release it, but, I was presented the opportunity. So, I might have to bring that back out.
No word. I mean, my bad if I ruined something, but when I was talking to him earlier, he was just like, yo, you gotta get this out. You gotta get this out. And I was just like, I'll let her know. I'll let her know. Because it took me off guard. I'm sitting here thinking like, why ain't nobody tell me that people was trying to be out here and be rappers and stuff? Like I just talked to you the other day. I ain't hear nothing about you talking about you was gonna rap.
He sent me the track. I listened to it. Dope beat. I'm like, okay. So I'm gonna work on it this weekend. I got some things that I'm working on. Yes.
Okay. Y'all heard it here first. Y'all think we playing over here at Dat Feeling. We ain't playing. We know where the talent be at. And then the Patreon, obviously, low as $3 a month. Sign up. You get all the bonus stuff. You get the podcast ad free. You'll get access to behind the scenes pre-shows for our shows, after shows for our shows, all exclusive content, and then giveaways, all that good stuff. So for as low as $3 a month, go ahead, check us out. Patreon.com/Dat Podcast. You see it in the bottom. And then last but not least, we got merch over at Teespring. So go to teespring.com and then search for Dat Podcast. You'll see all the merch we got available for you there. Patreon members, you do get a discount code for up to 20% off of your purchase if you sign up for the Patreon. So that's what we got going on. Now that we got that out of the way, and we already established that you were rapping and all that good stuff. What was I was going to bring something up. I was going to bring something up for some small talk, but it'll probably come to me later. The reason we're doing this here today is because March has been full of shenanigans, if you will. A lot of stuff that is not making sense has been going on this month. And I think I wanted to talk about it, but I was like, I think I need a female perspective for one of these things in particular. And we was cutting up before the show about it. But, the good thing is most of these things, or the main thing we're going to talk about first, has happened in Atlanta and in Georgia. And that is where the lovely Nat Martin is at. So she could probably speak more to it and the reaction and stuff going on. So the first thing I want to talk about that people have brought to my attention is the unfortunate mass shooting in Atlanta spas that left 8 dead. I think 6 of the victims were Asian Americans. And before we get any further, I just want to come right off the bat and say, stop Asian hate. If y'all out here attacking Asian people because you think they brought COVID over here, you stupid. Second, if you believe that, every Native American in the United States should be punching white people in the face because y'all came over here with smallpox and all them other things. So keep that 100 off rip. I didn't want to say it, but I'm like, if that's how people want to feel, some people need to get punched in the face for bringing smallpox over here. But everybody kind of knows it's a sad thing. But the thing I want to bring up is when he's captured, obviously, of course, they capture him, arrest him, detain him, all that stuff. The officer in charge of the investigation, when he has his initial press conference about what happens, let me quote him right, because I want to make him sound as stupid as he really was, right? He says that, he was pretty much fed up, and it had been that kind of, and had been kind of at the end of his rope. Yesterday was a really bad day for him, and this is what he did. So that's how he explained his situation. The I don't want to say his name because I don't want to give this guy any kind of credit or publicity, the dumbass that did all the shooting. But with you being kind of close by in Atlanta and not too far down the road, what was the initial reaction of the city? How did you feel about what was going on? Kind of tell me what was going through your head.
Well, I mean, it's been a lot going on. Every time anything is broadcasted on the news, it's like, what are we going through now? But one of the main things was, again, how there's a difference in how certain people are treated when circumstances like this take place. Meaning, we don't like to always go to race, but it is a race thing. It is a race thing. Asian people were targeted in this. There were other members of that. There were white people, there were Black people that were injured and killed. But it was a targeted event for Asian people. So we don't play that. Like this is the Rainbow Coalition. We're in 2021. We have reinitiated the Rainbow Coalition. The Rainbow Coalition, we are all together in this. We are all together in this fight for equality and everything else. So when I first initially heard the story about that happening, I'm like, oh my God. Like, first of all, how defenseless can those people be? like a massage parlor. That's where you go to relax. That's where you go unwind. So they had no chance. They had no stance. And that's just unfortunate. And honestly, to bring it back home, one of my battle brothers, you know, somebody that's retired from the Army, he's in Atlanta right now. He contacted me this morning, let me know he was coming to Atlanta. And I'm like, what's going on? One of the mothers that got killed was one of his friends' mother. And I was like, wow. So it really, sometimes I believe in 7 degrees of separation. I'm like, damn, that's like, I mean, how close, you know, I wasn't expecting him to say that. I thought he was coming out here to party or something. And I was like, wow. So they did do a memorial at the scene. They had flowers out there today. But I just feel that some things, we can't prevent everything. We don't know what's going to happen because people are not in their right state of mind. And they are targeting people. And it's not just Black and brown people. They are targeting Asian people. And it doesn't make it right. But the only thing that makes things right is if we all band together and stand up for what's right. That's how we're going to fix it. But I didn't agree with how delicately the police, you know, handled the situation, because we have witnessed our Black and brown brothers not get handled delicately when they were not even at fault. They didn't kill anybody. They didn't have weapons. I mean, Breonna Taylor was sleeping. So at the end of the day, it's like, it brings it back into the race category of like, it becomes frustrating to watch. Like, this man who had no license to carry, had a handgun, went in and started killing people. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If I get called on the scene, he's gonna get his ass whooped, period, point blank, because like, it's just, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I ain't gotta like, that's just not how that's supposed to go. But we keep seeing the opposite of how other people who aren't even doing anything extreme is taking a life. They're not taking lives. They're doing innocent things. And you see this, and it was a targeted event. It's like, okay, now what do we do about it? Because now what are they doing about it? What you think they're doing about it? Like,
you know what this reminded me of? How many years ago was that? When that dude ran up in that church in Charleston, South Carolina, and shot those people who were in a place of worship, probably the most vulnerable they can be, because, I mean, where else can you feel more safe at than at church? And, you know, they detained the dude. Obviously, they always detain the dude when, I'm not saying all the time, but a majority of the time, when they're shooting and dead people around, the police are pretty patient and by the book a lot when the perpetrator is white. But I mean, then, you know, they go get him a burger because the dude is in the back of the car. Yeah, he's like, I'm hungry. They're like, oh, let me stop and get you something to eat. Like, where they do that at?
The McDonald's or something?
Where do you go up on there and be like, Burger King, get this man like a fucking bacon cheeseburger off the dollar menu or some shit. But yeah, I mean, he made those statements. And like, social media went live. Like, everybody started wilding the fuck out. A senator, Michelle Isle of Georgia, said that Kat Baker's remarks about the suspect illustrated how law enforcement treated crimes against certain groups differently. And the same dude who is, here's the crazy part. So the dude who was in charge of the investigation, Kat Baker, people went back and saw him post from last year, March 30th to March 2nd, in which he promoted sales of an anti-Asian T-shirt with former President Trump's whole imported virus from China. Like, it was making light of China virus. And this officer was promoting sales of it on his Facebook. And like, it's just a bad look for this dude. And first, bad look for that police department to have this dude be openly anti-Asian like this, and then put him in charge of a crime where the victims are Asian Americans. And then he says some shit like this. So I mean, do what? I know you asked me. I think this dude is probably just going to just get taken off the case. I don't see him getting any kind of further discipline or nothing like that. It'll just be like, hey, you can't be on this case. Watch your mouth. Get back out there and do your job. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be no consequences for this dude. I don't think. What you think gonna happen?
The narrative has to shift because one, I mean, we had someone in a very powerful position that stated on social platforms that this is a Chinese virus, right? So he put that out there.
Right.
But I do have to state this, and I cannot, for who I am, I cannot not mention this in this segment. Last year during this time, in China, they were being racist to Black people. And I didn't stand for that. So I'm going to go ahead and state that because during this time, also, it was put out that it was an African disease. So we have many African people that are in China. And I actually have one of my followers who was African American in China for work. He was put out his hotel. They was following them around. They basically hotel paid for. They refused stays at their hotel, so they were targeting him, and I didn't appreciate that. Secondly, but then the different African countries, they end up getting people out of there because it was not safe for them. Now, what does that mean? In America, we had someone in a powerful position who stated that this was a Chinese virus, which is not true, and that incited people to have the motives or feel as if they can target and treat people a certain type of way. If anything that we learn in America, we're not going to stand for anyone to treat anybody in any type of way. But the one thing that we have to understand is that it don't matter if you're Black, it don't matter if you're white, if you're brown, if you're Asian, I don't care if you're pink or purple. If we don't stand together, then that's why we have multiple issues of, this culture getting attacked. Now it's transferred to this culture. And at the end of the day, it's only one domestic terrorist that I believe has been around for very long that people are afraid to talk about. And quite frankly, they got to go. It's 2021. It's cancel season. And I'm here to cancel them all out. I talk about it. White supremacy has to go. And that is the target market that targets Black Americans, that target the Asian Americans, they target the Hispanics. Like, they have been targeting every type of demographic of people. The Native Americans, they got hit on last year and 2019. They oh my God, like they've been going through the most. So when you think about it, it transfers. And it's sad. Like, now Asian Americans being targeted, but all last year, it was like, ooh, it was so much going on last year for Black Lives Matter. Now they're targeting them. I don't know who's gonna be next. We can't even forecast that. I don't even know. But I know it gotta stop. Like, ain't y'all tired of it?
Right.
Like, I know I'm tired of it. I don't even want to hear about it no more. I'm so sick of it. And it don't matter what people are.
It's
I don't want nobody getting hurt for no foolishness. It's just crazy.
Right. And here's the thing, like what kicks the ignorance up even more. Say in your mind you're thinking everybody from China brought this shit. Bro, them cats in the nail shop, probably Korean, Vietnamese, like just because you Asian, the ignorance of this dude to just think, oh, you Asian, you Chinese, you brought this virus. Like that's like the education of some people. I'm not gonna say he's uneducated. Maybe he was educated, but he's just ignorant as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you can look at him and tell
you can't. Yeah, it's. But
you can look at
that's the shit that fucks with me is you stupid. That it's just sad that this shit is still happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, after all last year, after everybody coming out in droves, like for that's why I'm so big on letting people know
Right.
Hold on, we got a comment from somebody. So she says, well, the murderer blamed his sex addiction. Oh my God, his sex addiction and decided these Asian women were sex workers, even though they weren't. Look at that shit. So he was like, I'm addicted to sex. Yeah, that's what I'm...
Man,
what is happening? What is happening, Nat?
We're in a world where now you have to be so cautious. Like, again, I'll tell you, in Atlanta, again, this week, I want to say Wednesday, we had someone go into a Publix restaurant. I mean, a Publix grocery store. He had body armor on. He had AR-15, and he had 5 handguns. He went to use the restroom. Okay. So he went to use the restroom.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, the employees got scared. They called the police. Luckily, the police station is nearby. The police came when he came out the restroom. They detained him and they questioned him for his mental health. Well, this man, he happened to be black. He also happened to have his concealed license to carry his weapons. He wasn't breaking any law. There's no law that says you can't have body armor. There's no law to say that you can't carry the multiple weapons. But because of the heightened incident that just happened with the guy from the massage parlor, you know, it's kind of tension right now. People are on alert, kind of looking out, watching out with things happening. My issue is with that situation, they're holding him they locked him up, detained him, which I don't even know what the charge is because he's not doing anything wrong, but they refuse to give him bond, which is illegal. It's unconstitutional because he actually has a concealed license. He can carry his weapons. He went now. Only question that I did not research was that I'm not sure if Publix have a rule where you cannot bring a firearm in, but the only places that you can are banks, courthouses, schools, unless there's a bar, restaurant that states no weapons on premises. Otherwise, you can bring your weapon, especially concealed or open carry in the state of Georgia. So I read the law. I know the law. I have weapons. And I carry my weapons. I ain't trying to play with these people. But if I want to go, if I ain't got no body armor, but he gave me an idea. Maybe I need to invest in some body armor. But I'm like, so if I got my body armor, I'm driving through the block and I got to go use the restroom. I got to take my body armor off. Got to take my weapons off. I mean, I don't know. He had no intentions. He cooperated with the cops. So it wasn't like he was uncooperative. Like he was talking to them. Like everything was good. I think from what I read in the news, and I was like, I don't know if they made this shit up because, you know, news makes stuff up. It said he got into it with his brother and threw a cereal bowl or something. What? Why are we even reporting that? Like,
why is this in the news?
Because black people don't go posting like we don't like that doesn't even like resonate to like the culture. Like, what? He ain't mad at his brother through a Super Bowl. Now he about to go take his AR-15 to light up the Publix. I don't know. But what do you think about that situation? You think they went overboard with the situation? What do you think about that situation?
My thing is I understand probably the unease of the employees and probably some of the customers in Publix when a dude comes in armed to the teeth like that. And that's probably just based on the history of motherfuckers with guns like that. And not that long ago, a mass shooting happening in the city, right? So people are probably like, oh shit, he got guns. Somebody just got shot up a week ago. I'm calling the cops. Cool. I agree with Carl, who says, I get that, call the cops. You don't know what the fuck's going on with this dude. You don't know what's going on in his mind. Good on the dude for cooperating, first of all, to not give the officers any reason to shoot another innocent person. But due process needs to happen. Due process needs to happen. There was no harm. Nobody was physically hurt. No crime except him walking into the store with these guns. So if you want to detain them based on if Publix had a sign saying no guns in the store and you violated that, they escorted you out. Here, here's your bond. Here's your whatever. Pay your bond, get out, go to court, pay your fine, what the fuck ever. To detain somebody and not give them bond, bail, anything like that's where you start scratching your head like, what the fuck is going on with this shit? Now, a cereal bowl, so you just gonna get all your guns and walk into Publix?
That's where we get into the gun talk. I mean, because in Georgia, this is an open carry state. So you don't have to have a license to carry, but you have to have a license to conceal carry. So now you messing with my rights as a gun owner. Like, and that's what we're not gonna play with. Not with me, because I like my guns now. I'm starting to really like them. I'm getting good at this shit. You know what I mean? So even in Arizona, that's an open carry state. You just because I have my weapon, everybody got a weapon here. You know what I'm saying? So there's no justification or cause unless now there's rules to it. Like you can't just pull your gun out on somebody. Now that's illegal. You have to be defending yourself, whatever. But I'm like, y'all didn't give him bond. That's a problem for me because I just started carrying my weapon. I've been going to the gun range, getting comfortable. I got a couple more guns I'm about to buy this month because my gun, I can't find ammo. So I got to trade which gun I like to shoot now because I can't find ammo for my gun. So I was like, okay, I got to preserve my ammo. Now I get these gun owners, like, because I'm a gun owner. So now I'm like, okay, I'm paying attention to what they was talking about. I didn't know what they were talking about last year when everybody was buying ammo because they were running out. Well, I shoot my personal gun is a 3. I can't find ammo. I got to reserve it. I got to hold on tight. Right. So I'm about to move on to the 9s because they got a lot of ammo for the 9s. So I'm about to go buy me a 9. But I do like the AR-15. And I've been asking my friends. They laugh at me, but I love the AR-15-22. That's my baby. Why can't I carry that down? Who said it's Right. I'm just saying, I just don't want nobody to want to talk to me. But if legally, with the constitutional rights, legally, I have my license. I can have my license for 5 years and didn't even own a weapon. But legally, if the person is within legal ramifications of carrying, they're not causing any harm. I get it. We're in a heightened state, but how you know that man? Because like me carrying now, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what's going to happen where I'm going. So that's why I started carrying, is to make sure I'm safe and protected. Because I'm not sure. I always thought Atlanta was safe, but now it's the Wild Wild West out here. You know what I mean? So I got to just make sure, especially as a female, coming home at night, or even during the daytime, stuff is happening. I just want to make sure that I feel safe and I empower other women to go get their license. I have a friend who coaches women to make us, like me and a couple of my friends have been going with him to the range to get training and coaching. So that way I feel comfortable with my weapon. So that way, if I'm ever in predicament, I'm comfortable. I'm real comfortable. My targets is headshots or chest shots, baby, and nothing else. So it's like, don't violate my rights. Now that I know I got rights, don't violate them. So now I'm paying attention to those gun laws, because I feel like there's a city out here in Georgia, Kennesaw. If you ever look up Kennesaw, Georgia, there's a law.
Yeah.
Every resident in Kennesaw, Georgia requires them to have a firearm in their house. Guess what happens in Kennesaw, Georgia?
Right.
They don't have a high crime rate of break-ins. Everybody got a gun in their house. You ain't about to, and it's a nice area. Yeah. It's a very, very nice area. But I have a friend that lives out there. First, when he told me, I was like, "You lying." I looked it up, and it's in the law. That city requires every resident to have a firearm in the home, but their crime rate is low. And I was like, I like that, because it's known.
So hold on, I got a friend in here, Eric Johnson. You probably remember from Tendo. EJ, maybe you bounced before he got there, but he's asking, because he has some law enforcement background. He's just trying to figure out what happened. He's asking what happened to the individual. Was he arrested, detained, charged? He was detained. I think he was arrested because he's being held without bond, right?
Yeah, he was charged,
so he's arrested. I think that's how it works.
I can't remember what the charge was.
Right. Because
so
where I'm at, and Eric, we're just trying to see if due process is being adhered to during this thing, because he walks into public. Yeah, he has some guns that people probably see in movies and shit, automatic rifles and shit like that. And I 100% understand the apprehension of people in the store. Like I said, like a whole mini mall got shot up. Spas got shot up by this dude no more than probably a week ago. And you out there trying to get bread, eggs, and milk, and the dude just walks in with automatic rifles and stuff, just chilling. Like, I'd be like, bro, not today. Not today, bro. I got shit to do. I got a family to get home. Hey, call the cops. I don't know what's happening. Call the police. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what mental state this dude in.
You heard me?
He was charged with what?
Reckless conduct.
Reckless conduct.
Whatever that means.
What's that mean?
That he had some mental concerns. But like they stated, he had his license on him. So he had proper documentation. He had his ID. He had his license. He was cooperating with the police. My thing is, why not give this man bond? Now, the other guy, they tried to say he had some mental he wasn't having a good day. He was having some mental stuff.
Right.
No. That's not gonna work.
Yep. So the homie, so he comes back and again, shout out EJ. He says, I'm a law enforcement officer. If he has been booked, taken into jail and processed, then he is arrested and charged. The only reasons he would be denied bond and bail is if he has previous criminal history, mental health falls into the system, or if he was involved or related in another ongoing investigation. So until that part comes out, because I don't know this dude's past, right? I don't know if he has a record. I would assume if he had a record, he would not have the license for the concealed weapon he had, along with the AR or whatnot. I would assume they'd be like, you can't carry that shit. You can't have no weapons.
That because in that application process, last year, I was an advocate of getting a lot of Black and brown people their license to carry concealed weapons. So I went through the process. I recorded the process of renewing my address, changing my address on my license, and showing them what to do to get that done. And on there's a lot of people that think like, oh, I have a felony, I can't get a license. No, there's a requirement on there. And in the video, I went through step by step, question by question, like within the last 5 years, have you did this? If it wasn't within this time frame, you can still qualify. But some people, they just think like, when I was younger, I got in trouble, blah, blah, blah. which just because a person has a felony doesn't mean that they're a bad person. And I can attest to that because I have friends that have felonies and they're not bad people, but I'm from New Jersey. I have a friend who lives in New Jersey. He got a felony as a sheriff.
Yeah.
Because in New Jersey, a gun charge is an automatic felony. He had a weapon in his car that was not registered. Charged him. You know what I mean? So there are other parameters. In the state of Georgia, mental health, they ask you some mental health questions, but they don't do any mental health evaluation. They ask you the questions in the questionnaire, so it's up to you to answer yes or no, but they don't do any backgrounds.
Right.
Like none of that. It was so simple. And there's no wait period to buy a gun in Georgia. You buy that gun, you leave out with that gun immediately, which a lot of people was like,
oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. I left my gun same day.
Oh, shit. Like going into Target, walking out with a damn pillow or some shit. Like, I bought this shit, I'm out. My gun. Yeah.
So maybe requirements get tightened up. I believe, you know, or maybe we got to look at how we do the process. I don't know. Like, yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's odd. Before we move on to the next thing, my friend also comes back and he says, if the AR-15 was loaded, then he could be being held pending further charges. The initial charge is reckless misconduct or mischief. That's like a placeholder. So that's like, you know, we got him for something. Then once he goes in for his initial appearance before the judge, then he'll be presented with his additional charges and bond or bail will be decided. So
hopefully,
I should just be switching the echo out of nowhere.
Yeah, hopefully, what is that, Jennifer Johnson? Hopefully he has he had no intentions and maybe he just had all his weapons. Maybe I hope that he was just going to the range that day. He had to go pee. He stopped at Publix because, I mean, he did cooperate. He does have his information. So hopefully everything works out. That's what I hope. Because he didn't try to harm anybody. It was no harm inflicted. Thank God. Nobody got injured. Nobody got hurt. So hopefully he, you know, all of that stuff works out because it's crazy out here.
It is. It's wild. And that's only a percentage, a small portion of the retardedness that has been happening in this country this month. Because I don't know if you guys seen that meme that's been going on. It's like all months of the year, and like they're tracking all the shenanigans that happened this year, right? So January was like the Capitol riots. February was old girl that gorilla glued her hair. And then in March, it was like I seen one that was Kirk Franklin, but then now it's updated to be this Derek Jackson dude. But another candidate for this thing, we'll get to Derek Jackson. I want to save Derek for last because he needs to be roasted. But another thing that happened is there was a high school basketball game, a girls' high school basketball game. And the announcers, while the national anthem was being played, one of the teams that had American players on it kneeled during the anthem. And I don't want to quote exactly what this dude said, but he said the word. He called the players nigger, right? These niggers, right? So I don't know if he knew his mic was hot. I'm pretty sure he didn't because everybody is trying to hide their racism nowadays, but they're doing a shitty ass job doing it because they just be throwing it out there for the world. So when that shit went out, people came to him and was like, yo, what the fuck? His excuse was, I will state that I suffer from type 1 diabetes, and during the game, my sugar was spiking. While not excusing my remarks, it is not unusual when my sugar spikes that I become disoriented and often say things that are not appropriate as well as hurtful. So this dude is saying because his blood sugar was not at the right levels, he just saying some shit that just comes to his mind. Like that's just racism is just a side effect of diabetes, apparently. How you feel about that?
That's we're gonna go ahead and call that a no. I'm gonna go ahead and say that's a no. We're not going to justify that. That is absolute. That like your blood sugar doesn't make you say a derogatory term to someone. Like in a high school student at a high school basketball game, absolutely not. Like no, he needs to be held accountable for his mouth and his words and his actions. Period. Blood sugar or not, his blood sugar really would go up if he met me. Don't play with me. So yeah.
Blood sugar or blood pressure, because it looked like you'd be the one, like you'd be
right.
You'd be in the stands like, the fuck you just say?
Right.
Hold on. What?
You can't tolerate that. Like I did a live about cancel culture before, and all the things that this cancel culture is canceling, but things like that is what we need to cancel. We need to cancel people making excuses for wanting to be racist, or my blood pressure came up and whatever. No, absolutely not. That's not what we're doing in 2021. We need to cancel you, make you feel the implications for your actions. And when you feel that, I believe people can change, but they're not going to change unless they want to change. And sometimes when they lose things like their job and their social status and those type of things, then they can have a change, but we ain't tolerating that. He needed a Snickers.
Bro, like if you know a side effect of your blood sugar being messed up is gonna have you saying some wild ass shit, you need to keep a Nutri-Grain bar on you. You need to stay with the snacks, my guy. You need to stay with the snacks.
I am a fat girl inside this slim body. I get hangry if I don't eat. That don't give me the justification to start talking crazy out my neck. Like what?
To pop off on people. Like, no. Get your dumb ass out my way. Sorry, I'm hungry. Oh, it's fine. I hope you find food soon. You're just gonna just forgive this dude. Like, damn, you called me a nigger? Ah, damn. Hey man, here's a Gatorade. Hopefully this helps you, not be racist. But here's the thing, like you can't tell me. Go ahead.
No, the more that we start to stand up and make sure we don't tolerate those things, that's how people, because like now people are losing their job. People are losing their endorsements. People are losing stuff. So now they're like, oh my gosh, I can't. The more we keep doing that and keeping up the energy towards that, they're gonna learn their lessons. So they're either gonna say, I gotta get on board. I gotta like these people. They're gonna have to like us. We're not going nowhere. I don't even understand how racism works. Like in their mind, do they think that the people they don't like, are we gonna just disappear one day? No, we're not going anywhere. So how about you learn to know us or learn to like us? And then you'll love us, period. Like,
yes. Yeah. Because another instance is, I guess I could say former NBA player like Myers Leonard. He was on the Heat. Then he got traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder, and they cut him. Is because while he was streaming a game, Call of Duty, I think, on Twitch, he got sniped by somebody. He was super pissed, and he was like, "Stop sniping me, you kike bitch!" Right, which is a racial slur towards Jewish people. And so he said that, and then his phone rang, and he picked it up, and he was like, "Oh, I gotta go, guys." And everybody was just like, "Oh, somebody called him." Was like, "You wow." So the NBA does their investigation. He gets called out, and his statement was. He was frustrated and he said a word that he didn't know what the meaning was. And I'm just like, so out of your frustration, you just said a made up word. Like you just said a made up word. Like you were just like, and you just said a racial slur or something like that. Like you knew what that word was. Like the ease of you saying it. Like there were so many other things. You could have been like, you motherfucker. You could have said something like that. To use a slur like that, you kike bitch, and then then get cut by the Heat, or not cut, but just suspended and then traded, and then the other team is just like, we want no parts of you. So now he's out of the NBA, and people are up in arms like, yo, they should have just fined him and let him play. Like, this dude is averaging 4 points a game. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't beast. He ain't let him play. Here's where I'm at. Like, some people get away with that shit, right? Some people will get away with a fine, but you got to be superstar status shit to where a team, because it's all about the bottom line at this point. The team is like, you ain't giving us but like 4 points a game. You ain't really bringing in fans. You ain't bringing in no revenue. And now you bring us negative publicity. You got to go, because my bottom line is being affected by your stupidness. Right. And then people are just like, it's cancel culture. Everybody's mad. I'm like, it's the owners. The owners could easily keep this guy on the team. Because, like, God forbid, LeBron James come out, call a white dude crack. You know what I'm saying? People going to be hurt. But I bet that owner is going to be like, hey, man, chill out with that, bro. Like, sit down for a while, but we going to bring you back. Because LeBron brings money. It's all about the money.
But no, LeBron's such a GOAT. He ain't even going to do that. You know what I mean? Like, but my thing is, with whatever that player name is, whatever he said, I never even heard that word. So you didn't just like come out like you like, I would have never known what that even meant.
Because if you never heard it, if you never heard it or don't know what it means, it's not even in your vocabulary, right? It's something you're going to say, something that you know what it means, that can express your feelings. For you to just come out and be like, you kike bitch, you know, my guy, you can't do that, because you know the dude is German, I think. Myers Leonard, like, he is. So I'm just like, bro, it's not a good look for what you do. Like, it's
today. He learned today. He learned the lesson of 20.
He sure the fuck did. He sure did. But it's just crazy. Like, when people get caught, the excuses they come up with. Like, just be like, I was fucking wrong. You know, I didn't know. I had no idea the effect it would have on my Jewish followers and all this other stuff. And like when people do apologies, you know, all I want to hear, I messed up. I'm wrong. I'm sorry. It won't happen again. I'm taking steps. Here's what I'm doing to rectify. I don't want to hear excuses. I had no idea that word was so offensive. I want to hear, once I learned what that word meant, I realized how wrong I was using it. I'm sorry. Here's what that's what I hear off the rip. Like, am I still going to be pissed and look at you sideways? Yes. But I mean, the minute you start throwing excuses, like, it's almost like I was racist because this. Right. Like, no. Like, you don't blame other shit, your ignorance or your uneducated for using that. Because who just yells random ass racist slurs? Like, just
it blows my mind. Like,
slur.
I will tell you this. When it comes to older generations, because of the amount of different types of people I've been around, the different cultures, I've been called out my name by an older white woman, and it hurt my heart because I never thought that would happen to me. And when the first time it happened to me, I was 13 years old. I was a kid, you know, but I didn't outlash. I didn't say like, oh my gosh, like finish her. Like, no, I didn't do that, because even as a 13-year-old child, I knew that she's in a different era. You know what I'm saying? Like, this lady was like old. She was like, I was treated. I was actually trick-or-treating. I was an exchange student. My freshman year, I was an exchange student. I came from New Jersey to Vermont for high school. A lot of people don't know, like, fun fact about Nat Martin. I was an exchange student. So what was I exchange student for? I was the diversity for the school in Vermont for Black people. So I lived in a house with Asians, German. I had a Japanese brother. I had a Spanish brother. I had a Brazilian sister. Like, we all lived in an exchange house. I was an exchange student, but I was for the Black diversity, right? So we went trick-or-treating because I'm a kid. I'm 13. I want to go trick-or-treating. And when it happened, you know, I'm light-skinned. I'm on a lighter scale. And my friend, Jasmine, she's on a darker scale. And it was us two. I can't forget this guy, coolest white guy I've ever met, Billy Nichols. Me, him, Aaron. It was a whole group of us. And that lady said it, and she was, "Don't give those niggers candy." And like, I didn't even know how to respond. I was more heartbroken. And like, Jasmine was like, "What she say?" And I was like, "No." And I think that was either her granddaughter that was with her. She was so embarrassed. She didn't know what to do. She gave us the whole damn box of candy, and she turned the light off and like, but I was just like,
so, like, we done for the night. We cut off.
Right. But the coolest white boy ever, Billy Nichols, he's like, "Oh, we're going to take you to our house." And I'm like, "No, we're not." I was like, "No." I wanted to go back home. I was like, "Just take me home." Because I was heartbroken. But because I understood at a younger age that, I never expected this to happen a day in my life. I didn't even think about me coming to Vermont, an all white state. I didn't think about any of that. I was thinking about coming to better my education and to get an opportunity to expand my lifeline. But I made sure I stopped him from TPing that lady's house because he wanted to get her to smoke. But I was like, "No."
Yeah, he wanted to get
right. But
we ain't doing that.
We talked about it, and even that night, I was like, I had to explain to my friend, like, "Listen, I know we're hurt, but understand that lady, she was in a wheelchair. She had gray hair. She's in a whole nother era. She might have dementia. Like, I was a reasoning child. I could have been a wild child and could have punched her in the nose right then, but I didn't. But I was like, no. But it made me wake up to say, like, man, like, we hear about it, but I never thought I would experience it. And so the fact that her granddaughter was embarrassed by it, I think that's what did it for me. Like, she's not for it, but she don't know how to, you can't change someone's mindset. So with people today, they're either going to conform or they're not. But if they're not going to conform because of how the togetherness is coming in the world today, they're going to get left out. They're going to get pushed out. So that's just where I stand today. Today, we're not taking it. Everybody's not taking it. We're all together on this. So, but I probably shouldn't have Billy.
And like I said, man, like it wasn't. Nah, because you know what would have happened? Y'all would have did that, and she would have known it was y'all, because and they've just been reinforcing the stereotype, right? Now, some people will be like, that broad got what she deserved, but then all you would have did was just reinforce that stereotype in her head, like, that's why we shouldn't give them candy. Look how they be acting. You know what I'm saying? So by not doing, it's the whole, when they go low, we go high. That shit is hard sometimes.
I didn't even know Michelle Obama.
Sometimes.
I had Michelle Obama in my head before she was Michelle Obama.
Yeah. I mean, because I always, like, I'd be wanting to tell the universe, let me be the tool that you use to throw that bad karma back at them. But it ain't my spot. Like, I'd be like, something gonna get them later. But it'd be so hard not to want to volunteer as tribute to be the karma that hits them back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh, that's what you think of me? Bah! That's what you get. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough, but it's the best move, because what you don't want to do is, in their mind, like, you would have hit her, reinforce that stereotype. Like, see, look how they be acting. They wild, they're tame. They just can't, talk their feelings and all this, that, and the third. So, I don't know what the result is. I know he ain't calling no more high school games. I don't know what the whole, disciplinary action is for him. I don't know what he falls under, but like, it's not so much cancel culture as it is consequence culture. Like, you have freedom of speech. You can say that wild shit if you want, but then when your bosses come around and be like, you can't do that, you out of here. And then everybody want to be like, oh, it's cancel culture, why I don't have a job. No, your stupid ass consequences for your stupid ass actions is why you don't have a job. Quit doing stupid shit. Quit playing stupid games. You'll stop winning stupid prizes. This is pretty much how it works, So I hope he gets, like, it's weird saying I wish the best for him. I hope he gets his blood sugar right. I hope he gets the medication he needs, whatever, because you say that in the wrong, you be in the wrong town hungry, bro, that's a death sentence. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You be in the wrong town hungry, be like, oh my God, these wetbacks, bro, you dead. And they ain't gonna sit there and feel sorry for you because you ain't get a large fry. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't making the McDonald's in time. You're gonna get your ass beat. So if you really want us to believe that when you get hungry, you turn racist, you better keep a backpack full of Nutri-Grain bars, motherfucking Girl Scout cookies. You better keep that blood sugar right, my guy. You can't be caught slipping out here like that, bro. You wild. All right. So now let us get to the main topic. Let us get to the main topic. So if you don't know, if you are not doing so already, and we'll let her plug her social media and stuff at the end, but you need to follow my girl Nat Martin because she had like a 15-minute video talking about this dude. And if you're in the Smoke Pit group and you're watching, thanks for tuning in. We have been roasting this dude in the group all week. And like I had no idea this man existed until 2 weeks ago or about a week ago or whatnot when this shit popped off. So self-proclaimed relationship expert / dating advisor Derek Jackson, who has written several books about this dude. Hold on, Nat, tell these people about this man. Tell these people about this man.
Like you were saying, there's this guy named Derek Jackson who is self-proclaimed relationship coach. He has several books. His target market is women, particularly broken women. And what he's been doing is he's notorious and known for filming videos in the car. So he's normally in his car and you'll see him filming videos about men and about what type of man to stay away from and the cheating man and this and that. And it's to women. And he has packed out like several hotel rooms, several webinars, conferences with women that's paying for not only his merchandise, for his books, for his conferences, and he made a successful living. He has over 1 million followers on the platform of giving women advice about no good men. However, however, within the last week, we have identified and found out that Derek Jackson is married, which his following has never seen his wife. He doesn't post his wife. He doesn't talk about his wife. Wife where? Wife who, right? Mm-hmm. We found that out, but we found that out because Derek Jackson has been the man that he has been telling the women to stay away from. He has been the man that's been saying, oh, your man is cheating. He doesn't value you. You need to blah, 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 blah. He has cheated on his wife with women. He has had stayed in connection with women that he has had sexual relationships with. He has different type of encounters off of social media. He has everything that he has said not to do. He's been doing. Even one woman was supposedly pregnant by him while he's been married. So he's in a hot seat. He got it all. Donkey of the day, hot seat, whatever you want to call it. Derek Jackson is topic of conversation. Yes.
Yo, this dude made a living trying to warn women about the man that he is. So he had all the tricks of the trade that he was telling other women to watch out for, but he was doing. You know what I'm saying? And off rip, that is like he's a predator. He is preying on women who have been in those relationships, trying to tell this and the third as he's doing that. That's the shit that I'm just like, what? And this man has written books. He has sold books. He, like you said, he has been making a living off of being a non-certified, you know what I'm saying? Like he has no certifications. He's just on social media telling women what they want to hear. Shout out to my man Goonie. He talking about, sounds like he Sounds like he did a lot of research. Like, because he was the research. He was living that life.
He knew exactly what to tell them because he was the one that they needed to stay away from. He was the it factor. And my issue with him is that you want to cheat on your wife? Go cheat on your wife. She want to stay with you? Let her stay with you. My problem is you preyed on women. I'm a women's advocate. I don't stand for that. I'm not going to tolerate that. You preyed on women and made a successful living. And then, get this. This is where it get good. He had him and his wife. He had his wife.
The infamous video, yo. Oh my God.
They went live together, which was very uncomfortable to watch. Did you watch the video, Mac?
I did.
Were you uncomfortable?
And that's why I wanted a female on here to speak from a female's perspective. Because I'm gonna be with y'all real quick. Y'all see me on Smoke Pit. Y'all see me, y'all know me. Early, like young 20-something Mac. Like when I first married I was not the guy. Like because here's where I'm at. I fucked up early in the marriage, and my wife found out. So the shit me and her went through to get back good, to get to where we're at now, 20 years into our marriage, was a long road. Like the fact that he's trying to make it seem like it's cool that fast is unheard of. Like shit like that has to be done in private. You got to go talk to counselors, therapists, figure out what's wrong with you, why the fuck you did what you did, and not look at her to be like, well, the reason I stepped out was because of this. It is a dude's problem. You got to fix you, which is what I had to do. 2, the last thing you should want to do is when your spouse, the person that you hurt, is hurt like that, raw emotion, is to try to put them in front of a camera and try to make it seem like they cool with shit. Because I was looking at her, and in my mind, I was like, the last thing I would have wanted to do is like, if Apple is in the room mad at me, to go in there and be like, babe, you want to do this video to show everybody we cool? Like the only reason I can think of that is he was like, we got to go live. So if you kill me, we got witnesses. You know what I'm saying? Like it was so, I was so hurt for her because I know the pain that she was in.
Did you see her pain?
Yes. Like she was sitting, like she looked like a hostage. Like she looked like, because she was live, she couldn't react like she wanted to for fear of killing this dude. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like let me tell you, there's a code. It's a code that men don't know about. Let me tell you this code. Black women know this code. As a Black woman, we have been in predicaments where I have been in meetings with other people and I can't say nothing and I don't have the power, but our face expressions, baby, her eyes told it all. Her eyes told it off. So if you go back and watch that video, he was holding her hand, first of all, and I was like, he got to be squeezing her hand. He got to be squeezing her hand. Right?
Double hand hold. The double hand hold. Like, don't let my shit go. Please don't let my shit go.
He was holding her hand, and she looked so homely. She had a hat on her head, which the internet just trolled the hell out of her and said it was a bonnet. Her shirt was all wrinkly. It's like, sis, the man just cheating on you. Come on here and slay. Come on here and let them know I look good. I'm happy of who I am. But I guess she happy with what she was. But her eyes told it all. So if you go back and watch the video as he's talking and he's saying stuff, her eyes was like, her eyes was telling it all. And I was like, this is so embarrassing. And that's why it was uncomfortable for me to watch, because I'm like, she's not okay with this. You know, he said it was her idea to go live. This girl is embarrassed. Let her deal with this hurt. And you guys work through this privately
Yes.
because it's just embarrassing to watch
Yes.
at this point. What was the comment? I missed the comment. You know, he told her.
Oh, hold on. Let me throw back. You know, he told her to look like that for the video. It's textbook narcissist.
He is such a
narcissist. The 100%, he did that to save whatever reputation he had as a relationship advisor. The biggest thing, bro, I was like, this motherfucker need hands put on him is in the post, the heading for the live video, it was like, figure out how, you know, we made it through this hard time by checking out my new book, Healing Without Hurting. In the video where you had your wife who is hurting and you trying to sell a fucking book in this Apple, I swear, like, Nat, I would not be here today if I followed his playbook on how to fix myself after some shit. And then he's trying to be cute with it because somebody during the live trying to troll him, it was like, I can't wait to see his reaction video to this video. And then he went live the next day
in front of
talking
his
in the third person to the live video in front of the house of the bride. He was, Nat, you can't write this shit. You can't. Like, this dude he is so full of himself to that point. And his wife did put out a video where she talked about she got the armor of God to fight all the spiritual warfare. I'm like, you need to just leave this dude. Like, I don't know, like, she's just like, the money's good, you know, this may help us sell more books. Like, but sis, you listen, queen, you don't need that shit in your life. You don't need that shit. That dude look
because it's about to be cancel culture. I did a live video. We are canceling him. I promise you. I am not going to stand by no man that's going to prey on no woman, especially when you are a fraud. He is a fraud, and the wife, I can't feel sorry for you because you're standing for this. God ain't tell you to stand next to this man. God, y'all took vows. He didn't just find God. He's talking about he just found God. And no, y'all took vows at a church. Don't play with me.
How convenient. How convenient. You know what I'm saying? How convenient. Now you in church with your hands raised and everything, like worshiping and accepting the healing power of the Holy Ghost and all that stuff. Bro, it's if you would have been doing all this in private, it would be more believable. But the fact you're trying to post and updates on how you and your wife are getting through this.
This is the thing. You remember when Kevin Hart cheated on his wife?
Uh-huh.
He did a video about Kevin Hart. He went in on Kevin Hart. Oh, he doing an apology video. We shouldn't stand by that apology. He went in. He goes in on men, and yet it's your turn because you are the man that you've been talking about this whole time. How dare you? So that's why I'm for crucifying him. Like, cancel him immediately because he is a fraud. He's been taking these women money. Like, don't get me wrong. Some of the advice about the men to stay away and they don't value you is true. But my thing is, how dare you have like you? That's unethical. That's unethical. And I did a video, I think a week ago, about ethical business and how people are so quick to chase money. Y'all not even operating in integrity. Some of y'all don't even know what that word means. And I explained it. Like, that's unethical because it's going to come back. And look at what just happened to him. It came back and it's not going to be good. He's trying to promote this little book. That's all he's going to get because nothing's happening after this. I promise you, he's canceled. Done. Finite.
Yo. Like, the worst possible thing that can happen to this whole man's career or whatever status he built happened, and he is in damage control, and each thing he does to control the damage damages the shit more. Like, if he would just get the fuck off of social media, fix himself, You can't keep trying to promote a book. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's get off social media, fix yourself. If you really want to be with your wife, this should not have been public. Like, the minute this would have came out, your wife would have found out, bro. Hiatus from social media. If you really love your wife like that, you would step back, respect her whole like. That's why I'm just like, it's her. She said it was her idea to do it, but she ain't talking the video. You the one talking, trying to put words in her. And we decided that we was going to do this video, and he kept looking at her like, and right, we decided that we wanted to do this, and we said that we wanted to, and she just sitting there like,
her eyes was like
she just sitting there like, we decided this. You didn't just wake me up and talk about come down here and do this video right quick, because you got this book coming out that we invested in, and we trying to get our. Oh my God, Nat. Talk and when shout out to Lauren, who was like a narcissist. You was telling a story yesterday about when you met him. Go ahead and tell that story again real quick.
So I met him, I want to say it was 3 or 4 years ago. It was a I Love Me Summit. Get that, I Love Me Summit. And it was a panel with 3 men that were relationship coaches that had packed out a room. I mean, we was at the Sheraton. The room was packed out. I was there helping one of the men and, selling his merchandise and everything. And I don't want, he seemed like a solid dude, but I let him know, like, don't be like a Derek Jackson, because can't get canceled too. But he's a solid dude. He gives relationship advice as well. And I was at his table and I was helping. At the end of the event, I said, let me go to the other tables and see what merchandise they have so I can support. Well, when I got to Derek Jackson's table, first of all, he's taller than he looks because he's always in his car. So I was like, okay, he's taller. But when I got over there, he was so arrogant. Like, it was just disturbing to my spirit. And I'm an energy being. So one of the guys that was in the group that was talking, we was interacting. He thought he knew me. I didn't know if he knew me or not. So we're talking. And as we're vibing and talking, Derek is looking at me like, who does she think she is? Because I had told the guy, like, maybe you know me because you're one of my followers. And he looked at me as like followers. Who are you? I'm Nat Martin. You better act like you know. Like, hello. So the guy was not following me. Like, what you mean? Like, I think everybody should know my name. Like, so the guy wasn't following me. So obviously, boom, you're gonna follow me now. So now you know who Nat Martin is. So we're having our little energy connection here. And that guy actually was an actor. Yeah. But he do look familiar, and we just couldn't pinpoint where we seen each other. So in the middle of our conversation, Derek speaks out and said, if you want to take a picture, you need to take it now. Who are you talking to? Because I don't need to.
Ain't nobody even talking to you, bro.
Right. So I was like, I think you need to convert that and say, if you want to take a picture with me, let's go ahead and take this picture now. So I took the picture and I was like, well, I just came over to see what you got going on, to see if I can support. This fool was like, oh, are you helping Ace out? I said, yes, I am. Oh, well, you could break down my tape. Oh no, my energy and the way that God is working on me. I'm not all the way there yet,
The way God working on me.
No, I'm a lifestyle coach, and I tell the people I'm a transparent coach. God working on me, but my mouth is from New Jersey. He's about to get more. So I said, you know what? I think I'm gonna go back over there and help, because I was like, he about to get cursed out, and that's not the energy I'm feeling. So I went back over to Ace, and when I say Ace, it's Ace Metaphor. He's a poet. He got books out. He's a phenomenal guy. He is solid. Please don't let me down, brother. Yeah, I'm endorsing you right now. But I went back to his table, was helping him.
Don't Derek Jackson this shit.
I was just disgusted. But when I got back to Ace's table, he has books, he has merch, he has all of that. I helped him with all of that. And at the end of the day, I helped him pack all his stuff up. He was not arrogant like that. There was another guy there as well. He has books as well. He was not arrogant like that. And I posted the pictures, but I never posted the picture with Derek Jackson because I was like, he got me all the way twisted. I was like, I said, I don't like him. His energy right there, you're arrogant. You think you're on the platform, but baby, my name is just not in your network yet, okay? That was years ago. I was like, he got me confused because what they did here, no man can tell a woman how to be a woman. I caught my homegirls that night, sis.
That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing. And we was talking about that before we went live. Like it I'm not saying that men can't sometimes provide advice to females, but this man made a living trying to tell women how they should go about finding it. And we was talking about like Steve Harvey when he had his books, Think Like a Man, how to find the 90-day plan and how to don't have sex for 90 days. That'll really make a man appreciate you more and shit. Like, how are men out here trying to tell women how to be women? You know what I'm saying? Like, it blows my mind that that's a thing, that they're out here making a living. And women are actually paying money to go see these men who have no idea what it's like to be a woman.
Do you know why?
Why?
This is the problem. Why? This is why I'm such a unicorn. This is what people don't understand. Women are raised from little girls to think that we're princesses. We're going to be married. Some Prince Charming is going to come in and like make our life so great. Men are not raised that way. Y'all not raised to be the Prince Charming. Y'all raised to be thoughts. Y'all raised how many girls you got? What y'all doing? That's the mentality. You're tough. You don't show your emotions. So when a man become a man or an adult because he's a boy in a man's body, he don't know how to express himself. Show his emotion. That's why women are well ahead. I'm being honest here. Like, so now that's the conflict of what women and men deal with. And that's why people say men are from Mars and women are from Venus, because the upbringing starts that. Like, you protect the woman, like men, they protect their princesses. Like, that's my princess. I'm not going to let nobody come near her. But the prince that you're wanting to court her, you're not training him to be such. So now when they get into the adult world, these men that want to be relationship coaches, you want to tell a woman how to be a woman? You can't tell me how to be a woman, because you still need to be a man telling these other men how to be real men. That's what y'all need to be doing. But don't no man want to sign up for a seminar for that because they don't want to hear that. That's the problem. But I get it. He made his money, but you ain't about to make your money off of broken women. Not no more. We're canceling them. Period.
So you think? Do you think this will open the eyes to women when it comes to more men out here trying to fill that role and be like, this is how you know if you got a good man, or this is how you find a good man, and all this other shit? Like, do you think that what Derek Jackson did, obviously it fucked up his bag, but do you think the ripple effect is fucking up the bag for other self-proclaimed relationship experts who are men trying to tell women how to do shit? Because TD Jakes, like, he had a thing where he wrote a book about how a man should be, and then he wrote one for women. And, I haven't read the one for women. Obviously, I'm not a woman. So, but it seemed like it was received well, and he ain't out here trying to make a whole living like, this is my.
That's different.
It's different?
TD Jakes is this Bishop TD Jakes.
It's Woman Thou Art Loose.
He's basing it off of the Bible. It's biblical. So Derek Jackson, nothing was biblical about him, okay? Stefan Speaks, he's a relationship coach. He was one of the guys at the event. He actually wrote the book, Where's My Boaz? I have it. He gave me a copy to read. I read it. I liked it. I loved it. And it's also his relationship coaching is off the Bible, which I like. And when I met him, his energy and the way he is, it corresponded as well. But I will tell you, the women, social media, they're trolling all the rest of these relationship coaches. They're trolling them on social media. So Ace just did a video about it. They've been trolling him, saying, oh, why you not speaking about Derek? What you got to say about that? Because we want to hear y'all speak about him, because he is the epitome of what just went wrong. So why should we listen to you? So they have been trolling these other said social
accountability.
media. Right.
Accountability. Yeah.
Yes.
And especially him, because he was big on calling other dudes out, which I think kind of helped women flock more to him, because they're just like, yeah, hold Kevin Hart accountable. Yeah, call this dude out. Yeah, call this dude out. And now he got fucked up, and everybody like, well, where the rest of these dudes that's got to call him out? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he tried to call himself out, trying to critique his live video and shit. But
yeah, I do want to say this. The topic isn't about, and I'm glad you shared your story, because it's not about, okay, a man cheat. Like, men cheat, women cheat. That happens both ways. Let's make that very clear. Like, nobody's perfect. Things can happen. I'm not perfect.
Right.
But, I try to live okay. What's up? I told y'all, I already told y'all God works for me. So that's the disclaimer right there, but I'm glad you shared your story, because even with the Kevin Hart, he messed up. He got caught up. And again, it's about what you do after. How are you going to fix that after for your wife? How you going to fix that after for yourself as a man? You fixed it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all been strong for 20 years. Kevin Hart, he's fixed that. He's trying to live right by his wife and his children. And he's been, working hard on that, because he's about it a lot. And like he admitted, he did a whole stand-up comedy about himself and how he messed up. That's what it was. But I don't want people to think that, we're harping on Derek Jackson because he messed up. No, we're not harping on Derek Jackson because he messed up. It's because, one, how he made his living, and then two, how he's going about it to justify his wrongs. Like, he's not really taking accountability, and he's not even really protecting his queen. Like, he's still trying to make money off of this, and that's wrong all the way around. So I just make that clear. Like, we're not saying that people got to be perfect or anything like that, because things happen. So yeah.
And Lauren jumps in. She's like, if a man really wants to prove that he supports women, he needs to call out other men. Like, when they mess up and they out here, kind of like what you were saying, you out there trying to act like you got it all together and shit. You got to hold people accountable, man. Like, call them out. Like, when I got caught up, there were some people that reached out to me. It was like, yo, what the fuck is you doing? All this other stuff. And I proactively reached out to people like, my dad and stuff like that.
Who else was people?
What's up?
Who else was people?
Who else was people? My inner circle type shit. Who?
I'm raising a hand.
No? Like, it was family.
I'm talking about me too. Hello, I've known you for a very long time.
Yeah.
I call a spade a spade. I'm like, look. What's happening here?
Yeah.
Tighten up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was a whole event. That whole thing, that should be the lowest point of your life, because that's the lowest point of my life. Like, knowing that I hurt somebody who I love this much. That's what I'm saying. Like, he don't look like he's hurting knowing that he hurt his wife. The first thing you do is do a live video with her there. Like, that is the most inconsiderate, the most insensitive thing you can do. Like, the last thing you think do you think your wife going through all this, the first thing she want to do is sit down and do this video, knowing how much everybody looking at her, like, judging her, like, fuck you holding this dude's hand for? You weak. You just you letting this man drive. Like, she is just taking all these spears.
The internet don't care. They are dragging her. Like, and she's not making it easy, because at first people were like, it's his wife. We feel sorry for her. Like, but now that she's went live by herself and she's talking all this spiritual God stuff, it's like, okay, now you about to get it. So the internet, they giving her the business, and now it's like she wouldn't even be going through all of this had he not did what he did. And the fact that they have a daughter, you know what's going to happen. All what he's done is going to come to his daughter. That's how generational curses happen. That's what people don't understand. That, like, you may not get it, Jackson. Daughter going to get it from some male that's going to come in her life, and he's going to just treat her like garbage because of what you have did to women. Like, that's what you need to protect is your child to make sure you right your wrongs so that nothing comes, because karma is a real thing. And people don't understand that. That's why you know, when I was younger, I did some foolish things. But because I have a son, and I'm like, ooh, I don't want no karma come this way. let me figure out what's going here, right? And you know, and that's how I try to live. Like, I'm not perfect, but I try to live as right as possible, because I know that thing gonna come full circle. I'm blessed, and I don't want none of my blessings get taken away. So I'm like, ooh, let me live right. You know, I feel you, player. I got, you know, but he ain't living right. Facts. He done got the girlfriend, the mistress, done threatened. Like, if you don't tell it, she came out and said that she was pregnant by him. And then she said after he did the live with his wife, he called her. And he's been doing his recent videos in front of her house. I'm like, you just don't care. You just ruthless. Like, you just savage. Like, oh, he's just savage.
Yeah. That's why I don't want to say I feel less and less sympathetic towards his wife, because she's seeing all of this stuff. And like, at what point, sis, queen, do you not just be like, I'm done with this shit? Like, I don't need this shit. You know, like, she's beautiful. She's a beautiful, like, if you seen pictures of her without the bonnet and stuff, she's a beautiful woman. She don't need that shit. I know she's smart. She can get out there and do something on her own. She don't need to be tied to someone who is parading her around in her moment of vulnerability like that. That is the most unmanly, unmasculine, the most cowardless. I need to save my business. So come here. Like, I know you're hurt, but if you want to get this money, if you want to help me sell this book, come here. The book sales should be the last thing on this motherfucker's mind. He should be like, how do I work things out with my wife? How do I make things better? But he's thinking business first. And that's the shit where I can't fuck with that shit. Like, as a dude who has transgressed, like, it's hard for me to throw rocks. Like, you know, the Bible says, he who was out sin cast the first stone. Like, but I'm seeing his actions after the sin, the incident, and it's not matching up with what he should be doing based on what I went through. Everybody's different. I get it. But as a dude who has hurt someone that he took vows for and saw the pain and saw the tears and saw all that, like, you can't tell me that she didn't cry, that she wasn't weeping, that she was not hurt. It's just
she looks
the live video. That's how you want emotionally drained. Yeah, that's the word. That is exactly what
you can tell. She's crying at night. You can tell she ain't sleeping at night. You can tell she's stressed. She's hurt. You can, like, again, I'm an empath, so I can feel the energy from people without even having to talk or touch them. And looking at her, I watched the video without the words because I look at body language, and that's how I read people. And I was just like, this is so sad. Like looking at her, I was like, I would never, like, that's just, it's almost, it's nerve-wracking, because for women that have endured a man that cheated on them or went through that, which majority of women unfortunately have done in some part of their life, whether they were younger or older, it has happened. It's like one of them things that happens. Right. And we know that feeling. Like, you're heartbroken, you're sad. You unfortunately have to go through the emotions of it to get through. You're not going to stay there. Mm-hmm. She going to come back. She going to bounce back. She going to be good. We're not going to break down. But unfortunately, she is really like mind controlled by him, that when it's like that, it's almost like being in the domestic violence case. You she's not going to leave until she's ready.
Right.
So it's nothing we can say to
That's
her.
emotional abuse.
Right now, nobody
emotional
can say
abuse.
No. She'll leave when it's like she can't take no more. And unfortunately, sometimes that can't take no more stage is like your breaking point. And I hate to watch that man break her like that because she has a daughter. That's the part. Like the daughter was in the background and it was bothering my soul. Like he like, yeah, I'm gonna go tend to her. And I'm like, I didn't even know he had a daughter. I'm like, I didn't even know he had a wife. You got a whole wife and you got a daughter and you a dirtbag. You should get your ass whooped. Like that's when I'll be like, yo, call the homies and go go beat his ass for her because she needs somebody.
That's what I was like. She ain't got no brothers. She ain't got no cousins that she can hit up. Like, hey, put hands on this nigga real quick. You know what I'm saying? Right. Put hands on this dude so he know what the fuck is up. Because he out here acting like ain't no consequences for this shit. Right. The only consequence he worried about is sales. That's the only consequence he worried about is sales. And that's the wrong way to go about trying to fix this shit. And, you know, taking pictures of them in church and shit now. Like, oh, now you posting this shit on your page.
I'm the wrong woman. So that's what we said. The woman that's been speaking out about him, he picked the wrong woman because that bonnet would have been on because he would have got his ass whooped. And baby, you want to go live? I would have cut your internet off. You want to go live? I would have cut your phone off. Like I'm not playing with you. You're going to sit down and you're going to be quiet. Ain't no going live. Ain't no talking to no followers. Because he said it in his video.
The only way that shit would have worked.
He said he was married to his followers too. If you go back and watch the video, he was like, I'm married to y'all too. And her eyes was like.
I remember that. Yeah.
I said, I would have slapped him. You ain't married to nobody but me. And our vows to God. You ain't married to. I would have went off in that live. That's when he must have been squeezing her hand again.
Bro, like if I imagine that shit now, like if I would have brought Apple on a live, bro, she would have been going the fuck off, cussing me out, and I just would have been on the chair like,
right,
she right, I ain't shit, you know, I ain't shit, she right, you know, but that's the shit that bothers me about it. So like, at first I was just like, I can't really speak out because, you know, I fucked up too, but I'm watching how his actions are after the actual incident. And I'm just like, now the shit's starting to bother my soul. Like, this ain't, you got to call this shit out. You know, just like people called me out back then. Hey, you know, people was giving Apple advice like, yo, he ain't the one. Bounce. You know, take your son and bounce. And I was just like, what can I do? I was doing everything to prove to her that I'm doing what I can do to change me. It's me that needs work, not you. It is me. And he is so full of himself. He thinks he can fix it himself. That's his fucking problem. Is he's sitting there like, I'm such a relationship dude. I already know what's wrong with me. I can fix me myself. We don't need help. Nick, bro, Derek Jackson. Come on, man. If you want to talk, bro, come to the podcast, man. We gonna be here. I'll bring that back. That back. You know, we can talk. We can talk man to man. I fucked up. You fucked up. You know, I just want to know what the fuck is going on now. Like, why are you parading your wife around now? Nobody's seen her up until this point. Now she in all your videos. You talking about her. Y'all taking pictures and shit. Now she in your life. Now you want to show the world, I love my wife, when you should have been doing this shit before. You're using her as a prop. And that is fucked up, Derek.
She's the one that's getting damaged by it. That's the sad part, where it's like she's so misled right now. And the fact, let's talk business. Because I'm all about my business. He has no people. Where's your PR? Where is your people? You need somebody to come in and be damaged immediately. Like you ain't got. You just showed me you made a lot of money off these broken women, and you ain't even got. You don't have systems in place where you have people. You need to have a lawyer. Where's your attorney? You need to have somebody, a publicist. Who is speaking for you because you can't speak no more. They need to silence you. At least Cardi B,
Mm-hmm.
you know, in the beginning, she used to go rah on her own, but then she got people that said, okay, you can't respond to everything because your response is not going to help you. So Cardi had to learn.
And ain't nothing wrong with having a circle like that.
But ain't
nothing wrong with having a circle like that.
First, but she ended up getting some people to help her because, you know, but her stardom went from 0 to 100 real quick. So, I mean, she ain't know. She from New York. She making money. She's speaking her mind. She didn't really know that, Cardi, we don't need you to speak on everything. You got to not speak on everything. And for him, I'm like, where is people? You don't have a publicist? Like, I can hook you up with a discount lawyer, somebody to speak on your behalf or give you some type of mentorship. Or you don't have a mentor? You don't have a coach? You don't have somebody in your life that's going to say, hey, let me help you right now during this situation because, brother man, you about to mess up your bag. You about to mess up your marriage. You about to mess up your whole reputation. And I don't think he had people. Mm-hmm. And she clearly don't have no people. Oh Lord, her mama, cousin, brothers, I don't know who she got, but they is far away from her that somebody should have came in and silenced them. They shouldn't even be making videos right now, period. At all. Maybe I should reach out to him.
Look, they should not even be on social media. They shouldn't be. You gonna reach out to him? You gonna help him out? You gonna help him through this trying time?
Maybe
you gonna help him through this trying time?
I might do a pro bono just to help. And I like to help people. And right now, Lord, I might help her.
You need all the help you can get.
At least let me help you change up your look for your eyes. Let me help you with your marketing approach. Let me help you. Let me help you brand yourself.
Right.
You know? It's bad.
Right. Oh man, it is bad. So if they're gonna stay together, I wish them the best. If he gonna keep carrying on like this, sis, you ain't got to go through that shit. You deserve more than that. And I'm sure you heard it. I know your family probably reaching out to you, telling you that shit. But that's just how I feel about it. He's parading around as a prop to help his business. And if you feel like you need to stay with him because the money is good or whatnot, it's your pride, your self-esteem and shit. Is it worth whatever money that you're getting from the sale of this book and him parading you around like shit is not good. But we're going to leave it at that. But before we end, I want my girl Nat Martin to let people know where you can find her at social media, all that other good stuff. So where can the good people find more information about you or reach out to you at?
Well, I am Nat Martin. That is my handle for every platform. You can go to Instagram. You can go to Facebook. Type in Nat Martin. You can type in I am Nat Martin. You're going to find me. Even on LinkedIn, you can connect with me. I am a lifestyle coach. I help people go from 0 to 100, from A to Z. But we're going to take it one step at a time to create the lifestyle that you want, not anybody else's lifestyle. So that's what I do.
Yo, she holds you accountable too. So don't just think you're going to sign up and just get, a brochure or some steps. Like, she going to check in on your ass. And if you ain't doing what you're supposed to do, she going to let you know. So she is a very hands-on lifestyle coach because she really wants you to get, like she said, from point A to point B, A to Z. Like, she wants you to get to Z. She ain't going to drag you there, but she going to make sure, hey, don't waste your time. I'm saying, because it takes time to help people and develop strategy and plans and goals for people. Just like a trainer, because you're a trainer too. So you know how it is. Like, you develop a meal plan and a workout plan, trying to help somebody reach a goal, and you check in with them like, how's the diet going? Well, I ain't doing it. Fuck, am I wasting my time for trying to work out your macros, work out a plan for you, and you ain't doing it? I got other things I can be doing than creating a plan for somebody who ain't gonna be using it. So that encompasses all parts of life. Like,
I like that. I like that point that you just made. So with that, because a lot of people jump in Oh, I want to lose 100 pounds. Oh, I want to do that. What I do is I tap into all my pillars: your mental health, your spiritual health, your emotional health, your financial health, and then we could talk about your physical health. So I'm not going to be your one-on-one trainer to help you with that. I do have a resource of other entrepreneurs that I outsource out to, but because I am a mindset coach as well, I know if you're ready for that, because we're not going to waste time or money on things we're not going to do. So if you're not going to actually implement a meal plan, I'm not going to connect you with my resources to get that. I'm going to work on you with your mindset,
Your nutritionist, yeah.
And hold you accountable. And then you're like, okay, now I'm ready. Boom, let's go to the next step. I connect you with my peoples, and then they're going to get you right where you need to be. So that's kind of what I do. So I'm glad you mentioned that, because sometimes, people have a goal. A lot of times it's the physical fitness, especially in the first part of the year. Everybody's trying to lose weight or look good or whatever. But what's keeping you from that? So what's keeping them from that is they're stressed about their finances. They're stressed about their job. They're stressed about their kids or their marriage or whatever. So let's identify the stressors in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Let me help work with you and set up a strategy plan of actionable steps that you're going to need to take to get you to a mindset place where now you can actually incorporate working out 3 times a week. You can actually incorporate living a healthier and better lifestyle. And that does not just include the physical part. That's what the Fit Girl lifestyle. I mean, my company is Fit Girl Life, because I'm going to get you fit mentally. I'm going to get you fit emotionally. Emotional intelligence is important, and a lot of people lack it. And so you can't just have outbursts. You got to know how to control your emotions, make, great decisions so you can execute and create the lifestyle for you. Because people want to live these lavish. That's not for you. That ain't even for me. People think I want all this stuff. I'm really simple. I like my life right now. I'm very happy with it. So you got to know what's in your realm of like, what is it that you're wanting? And then I help you manifest. I have manifestation training. I help you believe in yourself, build yourself up so that whatever your big dreams are, we can conquer them and crush them. And that's just how we make things happen, period. So, yeah.
Hold on real quick. Trying to make sure my shit is all right. Because, I tried to get a new mixer, but it didn't work. So I sent that shit back to Amazon. I'm trying to get a new one. But, yeah. I mean, we've been trying. Like, I only intended for this to be an hour. But, like, we was just chopping it like we was back at Eglin in the ready room, just chopping shit up, So, I like it. You know what? I think moving forward, if things pop up and I feel like I need a female perspective on it, I think I will reach out to you to see if you're free, to see if you jump on here and give a female's perspective. Because I wanted to go in on Derek, but I felt like I needed a female on here to speak on behalf of the females on this shit. Because what I don't want to do is what Derek is doing out here, trying to tell women how they should be feeling about this shit as not a woman. Like, I can give the male's perspective, but I felt like I needed a strong woman on here to speak on their behalf. So I think we did pretty good this podcast. I think we did pretty good. I think we covered it pretty well. So with that being said, you got anything else you want to say before we close out?
No, that's all, folks.
All right. So everybody who jumped in, appreciate you watching. I know this doesn't replace the smoke pit, which you guys are used to seeing, a whole 2 hours of me and Black cutting up. But this was some shit I had on my mind, and it's been a while since I got on here to speak some shit. And I'm glad that Nat Martin, all the way out there in Atlanta after midnight, is up here chopping it up and dropping some dimes for y'all. So I forgot to mention, if you are listening to this on Spotify, whatever, and you want to watch the video, this one will be up on the Dat Feelin Podcast Network YouTube, and also up in the Dat Feelin Podcast Network page. It'll also be shared over on I Am Nat Martin's Facebook page, so forth and so on. But like I said, go check her out. I am Nat Martin. One word, all social media across the board, right?
Yes.
Okay. Make sure you do that. Again, thanks to everybody who tuned in. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for participating. And I like to close this out with, during this podcast, a lot of things were said, both by me and Nat. Some of the things people will agree with, some of the things people won't agree with. But at the end of the day, we said what we said. Don't at us. You all take care. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. Be safe out there. It's crazy in this world. We talked about it. So just take care. Y'all be safe. Peace.